Yeah.
Okay.
What is happening?
Rob is playing a guitar, I'm guessing.
I am playing a mandolin.
Yeah,
Thank you
he's
very
got his
much.
mandolin.
I do.
Oh, did that mandolin, huh? Did that come with a free Stars and Bars flag?
Well, you see, it actually was my request. When we record with the UGO podcast, we have certain demands. One of them is a live mandolin at any recording.
Oh, really?
We had to fire the last couple of guys,
Also,
actually.
we had a fire. It was a whole thing. There was a whole green M&M's debacle. Don't even get me started on that.
And they gave us Ikes instead of mics.
Look, I told him if I found one fucking Ike in there, but we won't even get into it.
Guys are such...
So I'm assuming not Republicans. Cool. That's a really stupid and kind of smart joke, and I'm
good.
disappointed that you laughed.
It's what's fine is that I do like Ike, and you like Ike, and everybody indeed likes Ike. So I'm told. And welcome to the UGO podcast, Unapologetic Geek Out. Oh my goodness, guys, I am so excited for this one, because not only am I recording with my lovely co-host, my longtime friend, Travis.
Yes.
The god of the pod himself. I, of course, being the host, Nick, the Merc with a mic. We also have the very strangely titled podcast, but one of my favorites, the best threesome ever with Nick, Kevin, and Rob. Say hi, guys.
Hello.
So is this a 5-some then?
I thought we were all going to go together, like we always do.
Mm-hmm.
Your guys' intro is so tender. I love it.
I know. It's a great...
sweet and nice.
It's so professional.
They
Nick
like
is always
each other.
excited every time.
I don't know how I feel
I
about
like to
that.
think I channel an old dead radio host, which is probably why I use the words shenanigans and golly gee unironically.
Mm-hmm.
But
It's true.
Nice.
So,
All right, so then
guys, what's on the docket for today?
Oh, we got a lot. We talked about this before. We some trailers that dropped because obviously San Diego Comic-Con was a thing that happened this weekend.
Right.
Holy fuck, did it.
There's a whole lot of shit to talk about there. And then I thought we would talk, because we're getting ready for Fan Fusion, if it was, we kind of all talked about just kind of like fan films and fan things that we're interested that aren't necessarily mainstream, but maybe things that are kind of behind the scenes. Something I've wanted to talk about on Best Threesome Ever before. We just haven't got around to it yet. So I figured it's a perfect time. Fan Fusion, fan stuff,
Oh, I see. Nick's ambushing us. Cool.
I told you this last week when you were...
I don't have good memory for things you say.
That's because you don't pay attention, Rob.
Yes. Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's like all podcasts are the same behind the scenes, just the same VH1 behind the music special.
Hey, just because I had to watch one full anime one time in one sitting does not mean I don't pay attention.
Oh goodness, I am excited to be talking about with these guys though, Travis, because I have some thoughts about some of the San Diego Comic-Con trailers for sure.
You usually do,
but we'll get into it.
Yeah, it was quite a thing, and obviously welcome to our podcast. You guys haven't been guests yet, but it's nice to finally have you on Best Threesome Ever. We met not even a year ago at Anime Fusion, so and I obviously listening to you guys and carrying on and seeing all your stuff on Tumblr and all that stuff. It's been great. So again, welcome to Best Threesome Ever as well.
Thank you for reminding me about Anime Fusion and Not Funny Cartman. I still have PTSD about that.
Oh boy, we had our own Not Funny Cartman at some of our panels at KatsudaCon yesterday. We had a guy during our Pokemon script reads, like we were reading a script in funny voices, and he just goes off into this story about this time he was at a previous convention, and I was just like, I am so sorry. Not only is your story not interesting, but we're actually doing our own thing up here. And you don't have a microphone, so no one on the podcast can hear you at all. Yeah. So
you're at least somewhat nice to that guy.
I was somewhat nice to that guy, but then the second guy did it, and I was like, "What the fuck is this?"
Just tell him you have the conch, and that's all they need to know. Be like, "We have the conch, so stop."
Here's the important question: did he call anyone a Jew? because, frankly, I think our guy still wins for that.
You know, he didn't, but we cut him off real early, so that could have been coming.
He didn't get to build up steam at all.
Mm-hmm.
Good point. We let, whoops. Oopsies.
Yeah, I did catch your live recording. That's when we first met you guys there, though, at your live recording of Best Threesome Ever, which was very entertaining.
Yeah. Was that the live recording, or was there? I don't know. It must have been the live recording because we had one before. We had one before. I don't remember what it was, but then.
No, it was the live recording of your podcast. I remember specifically. I got there a little late, so I didn't get for the start of Cartman. But I got the tail end of it now.
I couldn't remember if he was at the live recording or if he was at the mail grab bag or if he was just at fucking both.
I think he was at both, but he was definitely at the live recording.
He was at both because I remember because you were sitting awfully close to the cute girl I met the night before that was at one of the parties, and I don't remember her name because I'm horrible with names, as we all know.
All I remember is that was Evil Cartman and one of you, I believe it was Kevin, went off on DC something vicious.
Yeah, that happened.
Then it was me because Kevin guzzles down DC cum like it's Sprite.
Oh goodness, that is a visual for sure.
I would argue with him, but I truly can't.
Well, it's fitting for the trailers we have to talk about then.
I was just about to say, do we want to start with something good or something maybe not so good in the trailers that we got this past weekend?
We'll start off with the bad stuff, so let's go with DC first.
Yeah.
Well, it is. Titans it is. So,
well, before then, would you like to, pardon me, but we do a special little thing before our trailer talk. Would you like to...
Go ahead.
Okay. Well, we do have our own friend, Tom from Toonami, actually load up the trailers for us in a great 90s fashion. Tom, please load up the trailers.
Yo, Tom from Toonami here. You're listening to the UGO podcast. And I hope y'all are ready, because Trailer Talk starts now.
Oh, but yeah, guys, are we going to start with Titans? Because I could talk about Titans for sure.
God.
Yeah, we're gonna start with the bad.
About Titans. So as far as guzzling DC's cum goes, this one I just can't swallow.
Oh no, we found Kevin's limit. We found it.
Did it go rancid in your mouth?
So you're saying you can't do orgies? Is that the thing?
Mm-hmm.
They didn't have enough fruit and veggies.
I'm
for
glad
this one,
Kevin cuts it off as teens. I really do.
Oh, but remember, this isn't Teen Titans. This is just Titans.
Oh, that's right.
It's just Titans.
Because Robin is very much an adult.
Mm-hmm.
Very much.
You can tell by the way he says, "Fuck Batman, I'm an adult."
Oh God,
Kevin, please go.
Kevin, go for it, man.
Coming.
Let it loose.
So, I mean, all in all, I'm not going to give it a hard pass. I will give it a chance. I do plan on getting the DC Universe streaming network. Also because of Young Justice Season 3 and exclusive figures they'll be offering. But my God, it's like they went full edgelord and didn't know how to bring it back. Like, Gotham has a tendency to do like this. We can't decide if we want to be dark and edgy or if we want to be off the walls bonkers, but they still kind of find their niche with that. Every time they're about to go too weird and dark, they pull it back. But this one is just like, I don't know if it was him stepping on that dude's head and it made that ridiculous noise and it looked like it was made of rubber, but I couldn't stand it. Raven seems like she'll be okay. She might be a saving grace for the show. There wasn't enough of Starfire for me to judge. Her powers were fire instead of the lasers. I know Starfire propels herself with fire, but her projectiles are supposed to be like these green space lasers. But I didn't see enough for her to judge. I'm not going to judge her yet.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but doesn't she incinerate a man in the trailer?
It looked like it. Sure did. It.
So
just like it looked like Robin was shooting people, like he's Jason the Fuck Todd, who is in the show and is way too pretty. I don't know if you looked at the guy who plays Jason Todd, but he looks like a young Angelina Jolie.
Yeah, we need to take a crowbar to that guy's face, get it consistent. For accuracy.
God,
method acting, people. Method acting.
Yeah.
We'll give it to Jared Leto then instead.
it went way too far in the dark and edgy, and it looked really low budget. It looked like a fan film. It sounded like a fan film.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's insulting to fan films.
I think I stick with what I put on your post or on your Facebook page, Kevin, which was that I felt that took the emo of Raven and applied it to the entire fucking movie.
Yeah.
Like they had to be like, oh, look, we're being all dark and brooding and we hate stuff and dark meaningless poetry and I really firmly believe that Lydia Dietz wrote this and that but again, I'm with you. I want to see more of the trailers. Maybe this was just a shitty first trailer, but
like with Star Trek Beyond, where it had god-awful trailers, and then the movie was phenomenal.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Who knows?
Yeah, I do. I also
bad trailer directors.
I also like the fact that we're replacing Batman's parents' death origin with Dick's parents' death origin now, so that we can watch that in slow motion, Snyder style.
Right.
Like, I don't get this whole thing of like, obviously their fan base should be probably the people that watched Teen Titans when it was a cartoon or watching Teen Titans Go now. Like, and it feels like I think we lost Rob.
Mm-hmm.
We lost him.
Uh-oh. Well, we lost Rob.
Rob, we didn't get a chance for you to... did you like the Teen Titans trailer? We're sorry. We're sorry, Rob. Oh, goodness, no.
Now we panic.
Uh-oh.
I'm sure we can snap him back in here. Let's see.
He might have poor internet webs.
Mm-hmm.
He did sound like he's on a telephone.
Yeah, he said he was
Skyping on his phone. So...
Yeah, oh my god, my connection died. See, Rob, you should have come over.
Mm-hmm.
And he was gonna.
I know. I don't know why he didn't. Great interwebs here.
There he is.
There he is.
Rob, we know that the Titans trailer was bad. It wasn't that bad. Like, come on. Stick with it, buddy.
Okay. Are we still on Titans? Because I have comments.
Yeah, we stopped to get you back in.
Yeah, Rob, go for it.
Oh, cool. Okay, so I know it's upside down world today, what with a different podcast on our podcast and us being on someone else's podcast. It's just an orgy of podcasters right now, but
it's a crisis on infinite podcasts, if you will.
Oh, good title.
That is the title. Oh. That's it. We got it.
Good title.
We cracked it.
Nice. So I want you to know that I think it might be because we're doing a bunch of other podcasts, or it could be that I'm just drinking the happy juice today or something. But Kevin, guess what? I liked it.
Boo! Cut him off again. Cut him off for real this time.
Kick him out of the chat.
Rob, as you often tell me, you can be wrong. It's okay.
Oh, no. I can be wrong. Absolutely. But I think there's plenty of hope in it, actually. I like the idea of an edgier Dick Grayson because it's something we actually have never seen. And that's I like it. I think he might be going a little too hard because they're overcorrecting a little bit. But
edgy Dick Grayson is Jason Todd, and no one wants that.
Right, they have enough Robins that they've they have a whole gambit of personality types.
Everyone wants Jason Todd. He's popular right now.
Really? I never really got him.
Oh, yeah. He's the in kid.
Mm.
Oh, yeah. He's wonderful. I love him. And if they have to put the Jason Todd personality on the Dick Grayson name, frankly, I'm not terribly upset about that. Because
but that's the thing. Jason Todd is in the show. You can't have both of them be edgelords. It'll be annoying.
Right. That's why they never put Jason Red Hood with Damian Wayne. They're the same person. Fuck them.
That's fair. Well, I did like what we saw of Starfire, even though it was very brief. And I like the look of Beast Boy. Again, we saw very little of him, and that's upsetting.
I like his jumpsuit.
My guy. His jumpsuit's nice.
I
like
makes him look like he's going to be part of a Japanese boy band, but I like it.
Well,
am I wrong? Am I wrong? Everybody, what?
Not. You truly are
Come
not.
on.
You are correct, sir.
Where's the uncomfortable button? I'm
okay. We cut it off at Japanese boy bands. All right.
We cut off at Japanese porn. What? No? Okay. No, I think Beast Boy looks good for what we saw. And actually, yeah, I'm in love with Raven right now. She is adorable. And I love that they're changing her origin story so that Robin helps her out, or Nightwing helps her out, versus the really convoluted backstory she has in the comics.
Sure.
And God, I hope we see Trigon. Oh, I want Trigon so hard.
I feel like we're gonna. It looks like they're pushing it already real hard.
I think Trigon's actually going to be our villain by the end of season 1, if I remember the synopsis right.
Absolutely.
Oh, I love it. I want it. I want it so hard. My dick is just bulging right now.
Jesus
I'm
Christ.
sad we don't get Cyborg. I feel like Cyborg should be is an essential part of the Teen Titans team, at least from when I was reading it. But
I feel like DCEU's got him on lockdown right now.
Which,
Yeah.
I mean, good for you moving up, Cyborg, moving up in the world, but still, I feel sad you're not on the Teen Titans team anymore.
I pretty much saw, like, from what I heard as when we showed this at the convention, the one guy's, like, person's explanation was the best, is that this is just a really bad course correction. Because they had the Teen Titans animated series, which was great. And they veered too hard to kiddish with Teen Titans Go, which was stupid and silly. And now this is, like, just a too extreme course correction.
Well, I mean, you do have all your flavors covered if you want to watch a Teen Titans in every sort of variety.
Yeah,
So
you can watch one good one and 2 bad ones.
Travis is the sassy one amongst us.
So I'm told.
Oh, hi, Travis. I'm the Travis of best threesome ever. Thank you.
Travis, you are now Rob. Rob, you are now Travis. We are exchanging people via this crossover.
I have to know then, are you Nick in this case?
No, well, I'm switching with Nick though, so
Right.
I don't think it's going to matter in the long run.
Okay, I just had to make sure.
So, which universe is going to get Power Girl and have to explain that backstory? God damn it! But
Son of a bitch.
Whichever one Kevin's in, because he's got the answer.
Correct. I call Kevin. He's on my kickball team.
Yeah.
great.
Dibs.
Anyone else have any random thoughts about Teen Titans, or should we move on to the next one?
No, but
I'll just rant more.
Absolutely. I think we should move on. And speaking of course corrections, let's go to the other big DC thing that happened.
Oh, are we talking about
Those two. We got two big DCs.
Sorry, I mean the funny one.
You talking Shazam, right?
I am talking Shazam.
Again, that could still count for both.
Yeah, it could. Certainly could.
I don't know.
Oh, right.
Oh, God.
Well, because we got Shazam, and then we got DC Underwater Black Panther.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
He's
point.
Wet Black Panther.
Point.
Ooh, sounds sultry.
That's my secret. That's my secret cap. I'm always wet.
Oh, God.
I love that
The truth comes out.
I love they're called best threesome ever, and yet they're all going like, "Oh God, this guy was just
To be
so
fair,
crude, so vulgar."
to be fair, I do that every day.
Well, sometimes, to be honest, we don't want to, like, when we're on newer podcasts and we bring them in slowly, so we don't want to come fully offensive. You can't start fully offensive because we might, like, lose you as friends, and we don't want that. So we have to, like,
Oh, you have to gauge.
No one ever told
Ease
us
you into our
that.
weird.
Oh,
Yeah.
man, we lost
We
so
have
many
to-
podcast friends.
Yeah.
So many casualties.
We never go full horse porn right out the gate.
it's true.
Oh, I'm learning so much from you guys. What an educational podcast experience this has been.
Oh, well, if you want to learn about horse porn, hang on. Let me send you some images.
Rob, I knew you'd be my guy. Send me those horse dick pics. But in the meantime, should we talk about Shazam?
Yes, we should. Yes,
I couldn't transition out of that. I don't know how to go from horse sticks to Shazam.
Best segue.
Well, Shazam.
ever.
Shazam.
It's a pretty good segue.
Oh, look, I'm a 12-year-old boy now. Now those dick pics will even be more funny. I like this one a lot, guys. I'm not gonna lie. I dug it.
I was very pleasantly surprised. I'm like, because I was kind of like, this might be just horse shit. And then I saw the trailer and I'm like, this looks awesome. This looks really good. I hope I'm not disappointed, and I'm hoping that they did not show all of the funny moments in that trailer.
Mm-hmm. I feel like they haven't. I think they're holding some stuff back. I love that they got Chuck for Shazam. I think that's
Like, I can't think of anyone better to play an adult child than Zachary Levi.
Right?
no. I completely
I literally
agree.
have no idea what's happening.
Oh, Rob, did we lose you for a sec again?
You did.
Oh, boy. Well, we'll try just... when we lose you, how about you try and just, call us back and then kind of just jump in so we're not constantly,
stopping.
Stop and go back and forth.
No problem.
If it keeps happening.
That's what you get.
Hopefully it stops, but...
Yeah.
That's what you get for trying to send dick pics while trying to talk
Yeah,
via Skype on your phone.
you just wanted to click the horse stick button, but then you ended the end call button, which is like, because the horse stick looks like a phone. I get it. It's happened. It happens to the best of us.
Skype can only take so much.
To be fair, oh, Jesus.
Oh.
I was going to say, to be fair, I was clicking enlarge, but all right.
Oh my God, I haven't...
Engorgio!
I have. Speaking of enlargement, how about Shazam's costume when he grows big? Because...
Oh, that's where we're going. Okay.
Look, I haven't had to transition from horse sticks so often. I'm doing my best, guys. I'm doing my damnedest.
Hey, that was...
Oh, my God.
So I was worried
good.
that he was just going to look padded like like a couple of the older superhero movies did.
Right.
But it actually kind of works for what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
like it really makes it look like he's a kid who's been basically puffed out to an adult. So.
Right, kind of out of his element,
and it's nice and bright. They didn't like shrink the lightning bolt or anything. Like there's even like lightning coming out of the lightning bolt when people like touch it. Like that's a cool effect. I don't know. There's a lot of little details that I'm like, oh, you know what? They're getting a lot of this shit right. I'm surprisingly into it.
I honestly had to remind myself. I'm like, Shazam is DC, right? When I was watching this.
Well, the big reason it's DC is because they sued the crap out of the owner for him because he so closely resembled Superman.
Right.
And now he resembles nothing of Superman, which is probably good.
He's DC presents big.
Mm-hmm.
With Zachary Levi in the Tom Hanks role, because Kevin hates Tom Hanks, and DC knew that.
It's true.
Wow.
But I love this.
Yeah.
I know.
And I'm digging his friend with the crutches.
Yeah, right?
We're going to call him Crippy or Crutchy from now on.
Crutchy.
Wow.
My sidekick Crutchy. The Crutchy the Cripple. Can
we just call him Timmy? Let's just call him Timmy.
Yeah, Timmy. Oh, that's nice. A classical reference too.
Yes.
Oh, I like that.
We'll
introduce him to Green Lantern's old sidekick, which was an Eskimo named Pieface. And no, I'm not kidding. That was the actual.
Oh no, you're not kidding. That is real.
Oh boy,
that is horrifying.
Yeah, it was bad.
Look it up, kids. Oh boy.
And
worth the Google.
Well, I just realized that the crippled kid is also one of the kids from It.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Which one?
I think he's the hypochondriac, actually.
Oh, I think I do recognize him now.
Huh. And then is it? What's the name of the actor that plays the shadowy Shazam guy? It's the guy from Gladiator, I think, that I can't think of his name, the actor's name.
Oh, the actual wizard
from the '90s Gladiator.
Yeah. Is it him? I'm trying to find it right now.
But yeah, he's Freddy, the kid who plays Freddy in Shazam. The crippled kid plays Eddie in It. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. But no, the guy who plays the wizard is
Jimon Hansu.
Jimon. Yeah. It is him.
Awesome.
That's great.
Yeah.
He's got the great voice for it.
I was excited. Totally does.
Yeah. So, who's the villain here? Mark Strong as a.
Yeah, Mark Strong plays Dr. Thaddeus.
Oh, cool.
I like it. I'm a little disappointed we don't get Black Adam right at the gate.
I bet he'll come at the end, though.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God. So, I love it when The Rock comes.
We might have to wait for it. We have to wait for that climax for the second one. And Black Adam's supposed to get his own movie, I think, too, right?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
He was.
Did they cancel
it?
He
was, but that sounds like... cancel is a strong word in the DC world.
Hiatus, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cooper Andrews is in this movie. He plays Jerry in The Walking Dead.
Oh, okay.
I really thought he was trying to say Cooper Anderson, and I was going to be so excited that we had a Mila Jovovich moment on someone else's podcast. Super excited.
No. Sorry to disappoint you.
The podcast is still young. We might get to it.
It's true.
Oh, I hope so.
It might. I am drinking, so it might happen.
That makes it better. I should start drinking. I have some scotch. This will be good.
Oh, scotch, a classy drink for a classy podcast. I like it.
I am a classy fraud.
Should we talk about the other DC property? Because I'd also have some thoughts on Aquaman.
Yes, the similarly delightful Aquaman.
Yeah, right?
Look,
DC's been taking notes. Obviously not with their TV show, but they've been taking notes.
I don't know where they're getting these notes, but they should keep taking them.
So I wasn't actually into this one in the beginning so much because of the obvious, origin story. They're going with the lost son story with Aquaman, which is cool. It gives them more of a relatable aspect too. Which is interesting since he grows up, he's supposed to be kind of more of an average man, but he grows up to be Jason fucking Momoa, which is sending me mixed signals. But
anything but average.
I'll tell you what, when he starts to get that whole sea army behind him, and there's sea creature battles going on.
Oh, you mean like the ending of Black Panther?
Yeah. Look. The more Marvel-y they get, the more I like them.
Fair enough. I will give you that. I will give you that.
I'm going to be straight up about it, but. Yeah, I mean, the CG is a little spotty in the beginning on some of the sharks, but other than that, I was like...
It's also a trailer.
Yeah, oh yeah, and they could go another pass at that around too, their final rendering. But...
And Lord knows with these DC films, 3/4 of the shit you see in the trailers isn't in the final film anyway.
Oh, sure.
Right?
Yeah. There might not even be a fucking fish army. But, I'm also into Ocean Master and Black Manta being the villains for this.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Good picks.
Yeah,
Black
I love
Manta.
Killmonger. I mean, Black Manta.
Look, we've already been through this, monkey see, monkey do. Or see monkey see monkey do.
I'm going to keep pointing out and keep applauding DC for finally doing it right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, we still have to see the movie. I mean, copying is one thing, but you still have to be able to pull it off.
Look, we're all excited. Let us have this.
Okay.
Let us have the dream.
Yeah.
I want to be able to say that the first, man, DC was in trouble, but you know what turned it around? Fucking Aquaman.
Well, I mean, I think Wonder Woman still kind of counts up there.
A sentence we never thought we'd hear.
I mean, most people have never said Aquaman is a movie I want to see, to be fair.
Not in Entourage.
Yeah, that sentence is up there with, ladies and gentlemen, the 45th President of the United States.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Well, I mean, if people could look in the future from 20 years ago and see a DC film universe saved by Aquaman, they would just start stabbing people because they couldn't understand.
Their minds would break. The world no longer makes sense.
Well, it doesn't hurt that they have Jason Momoa as Aquaman. I mean, it certainly is not hurting them to do that. If they would have picked anybody else, I don't know that they could have picked a better Aquaman.
Mm-hmm.
The one fellow who's challenging him, I can't remember the actor's name, but he looks more like comic book Aquaman.
Oh yeah, Patrick Wilson. He would totally been an Arthur Curry pick. Yeah.
Thank you. I was on the tip of my tongue. It was bugging me. I actually really like him.
Mm-hmm. No.
Wait,
yes.
Willem Dafoe is in the cast list.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
As Dr.
Okay, I'm in.
Yeah, I was like, oh, wait a minute.
Yep.
Green Goblin is in this? Sold.
I love Willem Dafoe.
Yeah.
Dolph Lundgren is also in it, and so is that guy we just mentioned before, whose name I cannot pronounce. That's the wizard in Shazam.
Iman Hansu?
Human Hansu?
Yeah, that guy. And Nicole Kidman, but
yeah, she plays the
Queen. Yeah.
Right.
Hot. I actually like that casting.
Yeah, it's. I think. Like I said before in our podcast, is that DC's problem is that I think they just try to pick names and put people together that have no chemistry, whereas Marvel actually gets actors who have chemistry. And I think in this Aquaman movie, they actually might have gotten a cast that has chemistry. And granted, it's a short trailer, but you kind of pick up on that a little bit more. It seems like they're like when they made this movie, they're like, "Hey, we're just gonna have fun with this because it's fucking Aquaman, so let's do it," and they did it. And I mean, granted, like I said, it's a short trailer, but it looks good. And
B the W, those bullies who their biting nickname for him is Author. Come on, guys.
Step it up.
That's what you got. That's your scathing nickname.
Man, I'm gonna have my lunch with a side of curry today.
You creative person who writes down ideas.
started doing that whole sensitivity training in elementary schools, I mean, it all changed. It's not like when we were kids, you guys. We were beat up like the nerds we were.
Yeah, we were.
Oh,
certainly were.
But yeah, if you're gonna go with a big epic superhero movie, I would go with the director of the Fast and the Furious franchise as well.
Nick, you would go with that for
that
most
makes
movies.
perfect sense.
I don't. You shame me for my Fast and the Furious love. You know this. They're important to me.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about family.
Justin
God damn it.
Nick,
Justin Lin, is that his name? Who did a couple of them?
This one's James
Yeah,
Wan, who
but this
did
one's James
I think
Wan.
5.
Oh, okay.
And 6,
Yeah.
I think.
if he did 5, I'm all in. 5 was great.
Yes.
Nick, I'm with you.
In fact, let's get some seahorses pulling a safe with Aquaman riding it while we're at it.
They probably will.
Love it. Oh,
probably-
God, brilliant.
DC,
A
that one's
horse-
free.
a horse.
Take that and run with it.
Perfect.
Oh, goodness.
Perfect.
Also, P.S. Willem Dafoe, I know he's in the... We talked about this already, but did we talk about who he's playing?
He's what was he? I forget.
Volko.
He's
He's Volko. He's like the most frequently recurring characters in Aquaman.
Oh, okay.
Like, he appears practically in Aquaman 1.
Obviously, I got to read more Aquaman. Or don't. Never mind.
Don't.
You don't?
Uh,
That sounds like a waste of your time.
Okay, so James Wan looks like Furious 7, actually, from what I can see.
well, he did 7.
And then just a whole ton of shitty Insidious, Conjuring, Saw movies, all those.
Oh, yeah, he's a horror guy, for sure.
Oh, because I was going to say, the guy who did like 4, 5, 6, and like 7, or 4, 5, and 6, and I think he's doing a couple more. So because of Lynn, who did the surprisingly good Star Trek movie, he's doing Space Jam 2, and I thought everybody would want to know that.
Oh, no.
Oh, God, I do need to know that. That's wonderful.
Man.
Oh,
Get ready for
only
the
if that
jam.
Only if that hot female rabbit character's in it.
Lola?
I don't even know the character.
Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Yeah, that was a great movie.
No, the girl
No, I think
rabbit,
he means
Lola Rabbit.
Yeah.
Lola Bunny.
That's okay. I didn't know her name, but yes, to her. If she's in it, I'm all in.
Oh, that's...
And this is where we discovered Nick's, until now, secret obsession with furries.
No, that still grosses me out like a motherfucker. No.
Well,
Does it? It doesn't seem like it does.
It does.
You know, I feel like there's
really.
not
Also,
enough
quick, do we
furry animals
maybe
with
wanna
boobs on them in the
cut
Space
that
Jam
joke?
franchise.
Look, let's face it. There are some dads, probably when that movie came out, that took their kids to see that movie because the hot rabbit was in it. Let's face it.
Well...
Not to ruin someone's childhood.
I was actually alive when that movie came out, and I didn't see it until it was, I think, on TV. And because I don't remember, I never saw it in the theater because I didn't want to, because I didn't care about basketball.
How did we get from Aquaman
I
to talking
did, and
about
it
fucking
was wonderful.
rabbits?
I can switch us back.
How do
Guys, quick rule 34. Quick rule: don't do rule 34 on Lola Bunny.
Oh, no.
It will haunt your
Oh,
nightmares.
no.
Yeah, no.
Keep the game.
No.
Keep
Doing
the
it
Google
right
image
now.
search, safe search on.
Do
Lord.
you know how carrots can be inserted?
You're not my supervisor.
How? Oh, okay.
Yeah, there you are.
All right, all right.
So yeah, James Wan apparently is also the executive producer of a Swamp Thing TV series that's coming out.
Oh, yeah, that's
Awesome.
right.
Another one?
Yeah.
Jesus.
I think it's going to be on the DC
Their app.
their network.
The universe
Oh,
streaming.
yeah.
Okay.
Of course.
Well, we can go from furries to lizards, and we can talk about Godzilla.
Let's
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
Godzilla.
snap. King of Monsters,
Yeah.
motherfuckers.
Oh my god!
And Mom Mothra's in it, and yeah.
And King Ghidra and fucking Rodan and I'm 1000% about this film.
I'm in it.
You can ask Crystal. I've lost it.
Mm-hmm.
I was very. I think maybe they finally got Godzilla right. I feel that this one's a lot better, clearly, than the Matthew Broderick one, but they tried.
I mean,
Well, the
the
last
Matthew
one was
Broderick
good.
one has moments.
The one with Bryan Cranston and Kick-Ass.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That was,
Well, look, since there's 4 monsters in
the
this
story?
one, maybe they'll be in half of the movie.
That might be generous.
And I think this one's supposed to be connected to Skull Island.
right.
Mhm.
Supposed
Because
to
that was
be.
the secret ending of Skull
Well,
Island.
that's supposed to be the next movie after this one is Godzilla vs. King Kong.
Really?
Yes, I hear that's what the plan is. I'm not sure if they.
Did you also hear the boner that just erupted from my pants?
Like, we might have to buy out a theater for this.
Rob, I'm actually surprised. You're wearing pants on a podcast recording. You know all professionals don't wear pants while podcasting, right?
I'm so sorry. I'm fixing that right now.
You know what?
Normally we podcast together, so we have to travel to Nick's to do it, so we have to wear pants. But I assure you, I am not wearing pants right now. As a matter of fact, Crystal is topless.
It improves audio quality. Trust me on this. The fabrics really restrict you in your audio.
Trick, I'm wearing shorts.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm pretty delighted by this, Donald Duck in it right now.
Jesus.
Also, how angry would DC be that if Godzilla franchise picks up a universe before they did?
They got it right first.
Right?
But I loved the entrances of the monsters. Like, even the just shadow of King Ghidorah was like, oh shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then
and
fucking Rodan, we just see the shadow
of
over Rodan go over this village, and then the shockwave wipe it out. And I'm like, fuck yeah.
And hey, I mean, if we have to stick around with a boring human character, at least we have Millie Bobby Brown as the human character.
I feel like she should psychically fight one of the monsters at some point.
That would be awesome.
God, yes. I want it.
Oh, maybe she's one of the psychic girls from Mothra. Like, just...
What? Oh, maybe.
Come back, Mothra!
Come back!
Please come back, Mothra!
Because in the preview, she does have that scene where she's squatting down and screaming.
Yes. They've made 11 the releaser of Mothra. I like it.
Oh my god,
I love it.
I'm all in. I want this in my life. When is this movie coming out? Expected May 2019.
Yeah, May 2019.
We gotta wait so long.
Hey, that'll be another birthday present for you, Nick.
Yep. Oh, what a birthday present indeed. Anyone else have any thoughts? All I'm going to do is just say, that fucking shit was awesome. I don't have any really negative shit to say about it.
It gave us Shadows of Monsters, not a lot of plop. Who gives a shit? I want it.
Less plot the better for these movies. That's usually where they go wrong. It's like, we care about the military, right? No, I don't.
Fuck off, Aaron Taylor Johnson. No one cares about you.
All the military guys can go into the Transformers movies when they can stay there.
As long as this movie has a Matthew Broderick cameo, I'm all in.
Nope, I got one better for you.
Jean Reno.
Nope, got one better for you. I want Taco Bell to bring back the fucking dog and go, lizard. I want that back in my life.
That'd be amazing.
And border fries. Bring back the fucking border fries.
Man, bringing back old memories of Taco Bell commercials.
All about that.
Fuck, I remember. Those were some of the best Taco Bell commercials ever.
Oh yes,
is when they were pairing with Godzilla. That is.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, it's time to go to Rob's Stupid Trivia Corner. Do you know who voices the Taco Bell dog?
Is it not the guy that does Elmo?
No, it is not. It is Carlos Alazraqui, who also played one of the deputies in Reno 911.
That's right.
Super racist cop.
Yes, he was. I totally remember that.
Also, can we just say I love how Tywin Lannister shows up just to declare who's the king of the monsters?
Yes. Oh man, he's definitely going to win the Game of Thrones
forever.
Daenerys, awesome. You thought Daenerys' dragons were bad. This shit just got real.
Next season of Game of Thrones would be awesome. Godzilla's going to show up.
Okay, but here's the thing. If Tywin Lannister is going to be in this movie, and he was also in the amazing role as Tywin Lannister in Game of Thrones, and Lannisters always pay their debts, I don't have hope for this movie anymore.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're welcome. That was a long walk for a short drink of water.
It truly was. I stopped listening about halfway through.
I did too.
I appreciate the attempt. I liked it.
Yeah, well.
I mean, we're going to go to the German judge. Oh, he gave you a 5 on the dismount, but that's fine. He's a rough one.
We're going to go to the Russian judge.
I'll give him a 5.
Oh, boy. Yeah, I am...
I don't know where that joke went.
And the American, at least the American judge gave me an 8. Oh, wait, he's talking to the Russian judge. Oh, it's a 2.
Oh.
Okay. Interesting.
Interesting. We have...
Wow.
I'm just going to bask in the sadness of it.
You're welcome.
Oh, goodness. What were we talking about again? Godzilla?
Hey. Godzilla
looks great, right, guys?
Right.
Yeah, absolutely does.
Didn't we have one more? I forget which one. What one were we supposed to...
Glass.
That's right. How could I forget?
Oh my God, Glass. Oh my God, Glass. Oh my God, Glass. Oh my God, Glass. Oh my God, Glass.
And that's
Bob, you
it.
sound like you have something to say
good.
about it. Would you like to start us off?
I think that looks fantastic.
That's it.
Oh, you're done. You finished.
Short and sweet. I love it.
Oh, okay. Well, then allow me to retort.
He agrees.
I agree. I think that this ridiculous Hail Mary that M. Night Shyamalan has made might just fucking pay off for him. Which
It sure should.
And I feel like at this point, I'm actually rooting for this guy. Because I do remember when he was one of our up-and-comer auteurs and was like, holy shit, this guy might be going somewhere.
And then he did not.
Well, I mean...
Instead of that one time where he said, hey, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take a cartoon, make it live action, and cast all white people in an Asian show.
And we're going to call him Ong. Fuck off.
Yeah. Yeah. Is that a good idea, guys?
Don't you even get me started on Lady in the Water.
I don't know what he's talking about. That what he's talking about describing never happened. I can't actually comment on this.
I feel like it would be a great idea to make an Avatar live action movie.
That'd be
too
awesome.
Bad no one ever did it.
Why are we not? It seems like really random that we're talking about this right now, though.
Sure they did. There was all those blue people.
Yeah, I suppose. It was an interesting interpretation. I thought
James Cameron.
Yeah, weird blue Asian people.
Yeah. Also, they should make sequels to The Matrix. Too bad they only ever made one of that film.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I
that and season 9.
like the sequels.
I do too.
You know,
I'm with you, Kevin.
I'm sorry.
We got to hang
goodness.
up this
Sorry.
whole conversation.
man,
now.
we don't have enough time in the podcast to go into that. We don't have time to dig into this.
Otherwise, we're going to have to talk about the long-awaited season 9 of Scrubs.
Oh no!
No, see, there's no waiting for another season of Scrubs because it ended at my finale. It was called My Finale. There was a happy ending. I cried a lot, and then it was over.
Yeah.
Well, speaking
Me
of
too. And then they told us we'd get a season 9, but I don't ever remember seeing that.
well, speaking of some much needed medical attention, Sam Jackson is kicking it in this trailer, and I love every second of him. As Mr. Glass, as the titular character. Pretty cool.
He's great.
I also love the old grizzled Bruce Willis, which is basically the only variety of Bruce Willis we have anymore, but works for this.
I feel like that's the only variety of Bruce Willis we've had for 20 years.
Yes, I mean, I remember when he was jokey in the first couple Die Hard films, when he still gave a shit.
30 years ago? 30 years ago?
Oh, yes. But
I really feel like, Fifth Element was his swan song.
It was. It really was, though. It was so good.
Yeah. He's just, he's kind of gone downhill. But on the other hand, according to other people, mainly Kevin Smith, he's very difficult to work with because he just wants to do fucking Bruce Willis and be Bruce Willis. And when he's on set, he's like, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do it this way, and that's the way you're going to fucking deal with it. So I guess, when you're kind of like that, regardless of who you are, might make, people not want to work with you or make films with you. Mm-hmm. So.
Yeah.
When you don't actually want to act.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Travis, I'm curious how you haven't seen any of the previous films this is based on.
No, I have not actually.
How did the trailer play for you?
I haven't either.
Okay, well there we go. I got two of them.
Oh God! What? Why?
Okay.
How? What? How?
I have to say I have to say I was not impressed with the first one, why can I not think of the fucking what was it called?
Unbreakable.
Unbreakable was incredible, and fuck you.
To me, it was just maybe it was the age that I saw it. I just was like, this is slow and boring, and I don't like it. But Split, I did watch, and holy fuck, is it good! It blew my mind. Like James McAvoy is fucking amazing, and it's like just the craziness and all the characters that he's playing just absolutely blew my mind. And so I'm kind of excited to see Glass now, and I'm more curious how they got all three of them in the same fucking room. Like clearly they must be in some sort of makeshift asylum where they've been captured.
Right.
And I'm curious. I mean, Glass, they can pick him up and whatever. But the other two, how did they capture him? Because at the end of Split, and Kevin, correct me if I'm wrong, isn't that where you see James McAvoy's character and he's sitting next to Bruce Willis at like a bar? or restaurant?
No, he's not. He's not sitting next to Bruce Willis. He's out and about, but they do go to like a diner, and you do see Bruce Willis as they're watching like a newscast about McAvoy's character.
Yeah,
His characters.
Right.
Well,
so I'm curious to see. It looks really good.
Yeah, I had not seen any of those previous movies at all, but honestly, I think this trailer kind of sold itself just on the premise alone. It's like, okay, we have people who may or may not have superpowers, and then we have a villain. It's pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah. No, honestly, please do.
Yes.
It's the first one is heavy into classic comic book lore.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And it sucks that you've now seen this, and the big twist ending is a little ruined for you. But you'll still enjoy the film regardless.
I've known that twist since that movie came out. Like, it's kind of hard to
avoid.
And
so it's an absolute delight. Split will absolutely impress you. See them both, and I think you'll just get super hyped for Glass.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. And maybe I'll go back and watch Unbreakable now, and hopefully, not dislike it as much as I do.
Sure.
Can I come over and watch it with you, Nick? Because I need to see this too.
I don't know. Are you going to want to cuddle with me this time? Because it's a little warm in my house, and I don't like that extra body heat.
Fair enough.
Well, why don't you both come over to my place and watch it where it's air conditioned?
Ooh, you have air conditioning? Yay!
AC,
that sounds
rich
even
son
better.
of a bitch.
Yeah, I live in Maple Grove. I'm hoity-toity.
Yeah, he is.
I'm in St. Paul. I'm a little less hoity-toity.
Although to be fair, I did look at a house today that I certainly cannot afford, but it was twice the size of my house, and it was awesome. And it totally had a space that could become a recording studio and production office. It was awesome. Anyways,
by the way, just as a quick production note, UGO podcast isn't recorded near us at all at Best Threesome Ever. Where are you guys, by the way?
We're in Green Bay, Wisconsin.
Yes.
Wisconnies.
It's an undisclosed location. We're in a bunker.
We're actually just in a brewery because that's what the majority of the buildings are in Wisconsin.
We keep our beer
bunker.
and cheese safe for the end times.
Hold on, I got it. It's a bunker. Mom, stop it. Mom, I'm busy. It's a bunker. It's a secret bunker, I swear to God.
Bunker. We're like Kevin Smith and Live Free or Die Hard.
Right.
Right?
Somehow I'm going to bring this back to Bruce Willis.
Or that exact same actor in Galaxy Quest.
Yeah, oh
Jason
my God.
Long.
He plays the same person. Oh, I totally forgot.
He sure does.
Sorry,
Justin Long.
Justin Long.
Only one character.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's great. I never even thought about that before, but now I'll never not be able to think about it.
You're welcome. I'm here to destroy childhood.
But to be fair, Justin Long's character in that movie was a teenager, so it wasn't all that unusual for him to be living at home.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll judge him anyway.
Absolutely. Sure. So,
Yeah.
Glass.
So Glass.
Great.
It looks great. I think this will be a great. I hope it's not a conclusion, but it will definitely add to the trilogy that is the other two movies.
Overall, I think most of the companies actually putting out trailers for Comic-Con, they really brought it this year. I think they kind of knew that they had to bring their best foot forward to really impress us with some of these properties, especially DC. And I think overall it was a big success.
Yep, I would agree. Did you guys see the trailer for the Star Trek Discovery 2 season?
Oh, I have.
Oh, yeah.
I have not.
No.
Okay, all right. It looks amazing. Maybe we'll talk about that on our next podcast. But
Yeah.
I have comments for Graham.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Oh, that kid's
Graham.
Anyways, so should we get on to talking about since we're talking about movies and stuff, should we talk about fan fiction stuff that maybe we enjoy watching that is fan made? If you guys have any fan things that you watch or
Sure.
or listen to or read fan fiction or because one thing that I always what kind of got me about the whole nerdy thing and the whole starting a podcast and all this other stuff was there was a video I watched back in like 2007. I want to say it was.
You're old.
I totally am old, 100%. And you guys might have seen it. It is called Ryan versus Dorkman. And it is these two kids who were at the time in high school, probably 17, 18, but they filmed this lightsaber duel in this, I don't know, some sort of place. And it is absolutely amazing. Not only is the film quality amazing, but the sound effects, the special effects, the sword fighting itself is unbelievable. And I was so impressed. I'm like, these guys are in high school. And then they made one a couple of years later where they were had graduated and were in college now. And I think they made it for one of them was in film school, so they made it another one for film school. And it was twice as good as the first one. And it blew my mind. And like I said, there's no dialogue in it whatsoever. It's just pure lightsaber fighting. And it is unbelievable, and it was one of those things that kind of got me hooked. And then I started watching other, Star Wars fan movies. Some of them good, some of them not so good. Most of them not so good. Mm-hmm. What's the? There's one that's a female. She pink. What the fuck is it called? I don't know. She's a type. No, she's a X-wing fighter. And I forget what it's called, pink something or other. I forget. I'll have to find it. But anyways, it kind of got me on that whole. And prior to that, I hadn't really been into like fan movies or fan fiction or anything. It's kind of like, okay, whatever. But that really kind of got me hooked on it. And kind of really one of the things that prior to us really doing a podcast was like, I really want to like review this stuff and talk about this stuff because it's so amazing. So that's kind of where I kind of got the idea to talk about like fan stuff. What do you guys? Anything?
Well, speaking of Star Wars, I always liked the fan animated film that TIE Fighter. Like that one was all done by one guy, and it took him years to get it done. And it is like this really cool fucking dogfight battle done in anime style. Like there's like no dialogue, and there's just like a bunch of kick-ass music, and just like a really cool, like it almost seems like a concept trailer or like an old '80s opening for like a G.I. Joe cartoon.
It was kind of done in that Aeon Flux look, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what I'm talking about. Yeah, that's awesome.
No, I absolutely love that. As far as other, no, go for it, Rob.
I was going to say. The one that always comes to mind for me was like fan-made films. I don't know if this technically qualifies, but the Gamers.
Oh,
I think it does.
The Journey Quest guys? Or no?
Yeah.
Like,
no, I don't remember exactly what they are, but I don't remember the production company at all. I just remember seeing the Gamers and then the Gamers 2 Darkness Rising.
Yes.
Which, by the way, Gamers 2 is infinitely better.
Yeah, it is a really well done production.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
I own it if you gentlemen would like to see it.
I would like to see it. Have we talked about this before in the past, or no?
I feel like we have.
Okay. Yes, I would like to see it.
Yes, it's very good. It's a loving tie tribute to D&D. I actually like their spin-off Humans and Households, where a bunch of D&D characters play at being humans in real life. And one of them was a sports guy, one of them's a hacker, and my favorite one is the hacker because they were all like, so you're gonna try and cross the street, right? Like, yes, we're trying to figure out these rare symbols that are going in some sort of color order, green, blue, or green, yellow, and red. We're gonna go on red. And then they're like, I hacked the car. You can't do that. But I rolled a 20. You successfully hacked the car. Which I always bring up anytime we roll a natural 20 in any of our D&D games.
Mm-hmm.
You successfully hacked the car?
Mm-hmm. Just anytime anyone rolls a 20, I'm like, yeah, you successfully hacked the car. But yeah, I also agree. That's a great example of a fan-made tribute thing. Travis, no, go for it, Reb.
Oh yeah, no. Gamers, I thought was just wonderful. It really is one of my favorite indie budget films of all time. Just even on the level of indie budget films, like it goes Gamers, the Gamers Films, and then The Lair.
Thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome. I'm sorry, it is better, but it's not much better.
No, I just meant thanks that you included The Lair. I absolutely acknowledge that Gamers is better.
Yeah. But The Lair is good. You guys should check it out. It's on YouTube.com.
What is The Lair?
/Friendship Smuggler. Friendship Smuggler, I mean.
Friendship Smuggler, yes.
Yeah, YouTube.com/Friendship Smuggler. You guys should absolutely check out The Lair.
Okay.
So it's another good one, and you might see some familiar faces. Wink, wink, shameless plug.
I like the Friendship Smuggler. It makes me sound like it's some sort of shady character in My Little Pony.
So funny story about Friendship Smuggler. So Friendship Smuggler is the name of our production company, and the YouTube channel was The Lair, was youtube.com/The Lair web series. But we changed it to the production company named Friendship Smuggler because we're coming out with a couple more shows, including a video game review that's semi-scripted, etc. But Friendship Smuggler is also the name of our jet on the show. And the way we got the name for this was a guy who was on the show playing Draugr, Mike. He and I were doing a Star Wars tabletop campaign, and we were trying to come up with a name for our ship in the game. And so we went on to like a name your spacecraft, like a name your something generator, and we clicked it a couple of times, and Friendship Smuggler came up, and we're like, that's our name for everything forever. And so when I was writing The Lair, and I wanted to, obviously they're gonna have a jet, and I'm like, oh, I should have a name. I'm like, Friendship Smuggler. And then we were coming up with the production company. We're like, well, we have to use that. We just have to.
Mm-hmm. I think that's a good decision.
Sure was.
Life is about choices, and boy, did Kevin make some.
Goddamn right I did.
Absolutely. I don't know if I'd count it as a fan film, but Fanboys was another one that indie film probably is more appropriate for that one.
But backed by Kevin Smith.
Exactly.
Yeah. The king of indie film, you mean?
It kind of seemed that was like a fan people had the money to make a movie that would be the movie they made, and they just happened to be able to get William Shatner.
Well, that's kind of how I feel about Mortal Kombat Legacy, the YouTube series for Mortal Kombat that is unofficial, but it still has a few big names in it, like Michael Jai White, Jerry Ryan from Star Trek Voyager, etc.
Yeah.
Really gritty, dark Mortal Kombat series that's just... I was actually watching the first episode today, waiting to connect to here, so...
Oh, speaking of...
I should say rewatching.
Speaking of dark and gritty, should we talk about the bootleg universe at all?
Sure.
The Power Rangers short film, I forget what it was called.
I think it was just called Power/Rangers.
Power/Rangers. And it was the best Power Rangers film to come out in the last 20 years. Yeah.
Well, if we were going by films, I'm sure, because we all remember the monstrosity of those Power Rangers Turbo.
I don't talk about Power Rangers Turbo.
No one does.
Turbo.
But yeah, that one, and I think Punisher Dirty Laundry is part of that universe, as well as the Venom Truth and Journalism one.
I haven't seen that one.
Oh, it's good.
Yeah, they've torn almost all of it down on YouTube. You have to go search around for
it.
Yeah.
Ooh.
But it's made by that guy from True Blood. Fuck, what's his name? Damn it.
Ravi Shankar.
Is that his name?
That's the name of the big producer that's behind all of it.
Oh, no, I'm thinking of the actor Stackhouse, Jason Stackhouse, who's playing Eddie Brock in it.
Oh, he has a goofy name.
Yeah. It's super southern.
To the Imdibus. But yeah, I think that Punisher one with Thomas Jane was basically just a big letter of like, look, Punisher was not my fault, okay? Like, I can make a good Punisher movie if I have the right resources and tools available, okay?
Ryan Quanten.
My response to that is, Thomas Jane, I actually really liked the Punisher. You had nothing to apologize for, but thank you for this extra little bit that you gave.
I'm so glad you said that, Rob, because I kind of feel that way too, but I never admit it out in public. In fact, I'm going to go back and edit this. In fact, I'm going to go back and edit this out. Fuck you, Rob. You're wrong. Idiot.
Kevin loves
ever
that movie.
said that to me.
Yeah, I freely admit I like that Punisher movie, and Ryan Quanten was the guy.
Oh, that's right.
And I honestly don't hate it. I don't love it as much as Kevin does, but I really do love the soundtrack that we got from that movie. It was a fucking killer soundtrack.
The Punisher?
Yeah, from the Punisher, the Thomas Jane Punisher. It had some great songs in it.
Yeah.
Speaking of terrible movies with great soundtracks, how about Queen of the Damned? All right, that's all I got.
All right. Listeners to our podcast know exactly why Kevin loves Queen of the Damned. Moving on.
Well, I saw Hell in Your Eyes, and it took me by surprise, for sure.
Well, to switch it away, actually, from superheroes for just a moment.
Oh, yeah, well, let's just blow back that I actually know the words to that song. Yeah, go for it.
Has anyone ever seen the fan film called Black Sugar?
Well on that for a
What's-
moment.
Black Sugar?
Black Sugar. Mm-hmm. I'm unfamiliar. What is this?
It's actually like an H.P. Lovecraft inspired thing where like a bunch of kids buy like what they think is like drugs from like a website.
Okay.
And then it actually like teleports them to like a Cthulhu universe.
What?
And then they all just kind of die.
What is this called?
Black Sugar. I've actually been spending the last like 10 minutes looking up because I'm like, I don't remember the name. I kept calling it black licorice in my head. I'm like, that's not right. It's a different terrible substance.
Oh man, that sounds rad. I gotta check that out.
I was so happy I found it again because my cousin showed this to me like a couple of years ago. I was like, I hope it's still on YouTube, and it is.
Yes.
And yeah, a bunch of children get murdered. So
you could have worked this out on the podcast, and then Kevin and I could have come in with our amazing skills where you'd go black licorice, but I don't think licorice is right. Lady Smith, black Rambaza, black Snake Moan, black.
We took the guessing game all out of it. That's what Travis is here.
That is what the internet is
killing
for.
the fun, killing our fun.
Is this
Travis, you are a fun killer, and I don't like you.
That's all right.
Is the name of this called Black Sugar Short Fantasy Horror Film?
The very
Is
first
that
one,
it?
if you type in Black Sugar, that's it.
Okay, that's what I'm looking at. It's like a 10-minute film.
That is it.
Awesome. Yeah, I totally found it, so I probably will, with everything else we're talking about, we'll link to it in our description down below. So.
Yes, and I'm definitely watching it after the podcast, that's for sure.
Oh, fuck yeah.
We'll save that for our D&D session.
Yeah, I don't know sure how much the bootleg universe should count, though, because it is like high-level movie directors and getting their, like, basically calling in friends' favors and getting kind of a higher budget. But, I mean, they are unofficial, but they do get people like Katie Sackhoff in the Power Rangers playing as the Pink Ranger, which is interesting.
But more specifically, they get people reinterested in the franchise. Guess what? Punisher Dirty Laundry came out. We have a Punisher series again.
Mm-hmm.
Power/Rangers. We got a Power Rangers movie. Let's not talk about how good it was, but we got a Power Rangers movie.
Venom, Truth, and Journalism. We're getting a Venom. You know what? Maybe they're not all good things. Maybe some of these were mistakes.
I disagree.
I'll fight every single one of you about the 2017 Power Rangers movie.
I like that one.
It actually had good parts to it. That's for
I'm
sure.
talking Venom more specifically.
Yeah.
Kevin, you know very well that I actually liked that movie right alongside with you.
I didn't hate it.
Look, I crave Krispy Kreme as much as the next guy, so I appreciate
it. But Venom, we've already seen that movie better already, so it's tragic.
Can we just talk about the fact that movie still gave us the original Power Rangers theme song in the best scene in the movie, though? Come on.
It was not a bad place to place it.
Technically, I'm going to be this guy right now. It was not the original Power Rangers theme. It was the original Power Rangers theme, but it was the version from the movie, so it was the second version of it.
You're right.
Here I am being that guy.
Well,
you are that guy.
Obviously, during the big climactic scene, they wanted to go classy and use Kanye's power, so they went for it.
If only they had known.
Choices that people make, I guess. I felt. Now that you mentioned that the Krispy Kreme and the everything was in that movie, it was like a Krispy Kreme and Dr. Pepper heavy movie. Like the product placement was just way too obvious.
Yeah. It was fucking off the. They stopped the movie dead to do a Krispy Kreme commercial.
They do.
Right? Like in Terminator 2, Subway paid for a huge portion of that movie. So in that scene where they're like, oh, we're going to have this part with Sarah's in the mental institution, and there's a big fucking Subway sandwich sitting there with a Subway drink. Like, this logo is totally... I'm like, wow.
Okay, but
really?
we can't forget the Mountain Dew Transformer bot.
The ultimate.
That's true. So here's the thing with that level of product placement. I for one have never minded product placement because product placement is so in your face in real life that it's realistic to be seeing all of these logos. Whenever I see a fake brand made to look like a real brand, I get annoyed. Like it actually turns me off
all the
to it,
time.
It's like I'm gonna have an ice cold can of Lepsy, and I just get irritated.
I love McDonald's.
My favorite fake product is Nails cigarettes from any Kevin Smith movie.
Nails cigarettes are perfect. I love that.
I mean, that's consistent.
The movie is amazing.
You know, I'm more of an Apple's Red guy from the Tarantino universe, but that's that's just me.
There you go. But every time I see those product placement, and I agree with you, Kevin, that I 100% agree with you. But every time I see it, I just always flash back to Wayne's World 2. We're like, what? Product placement? We don't do that. Oh, I got such a headache. Here, Wayne, take 2 of these. Nuprin, little, yellow, different. And they do the whole bit about the heavy product placement. And so every time I see it, that's what I always think about, no matter what.
Really? We're going to talk about product placement in a movie, and we're not even going to mention Josie and the Pussycats? Come on!
Because you and like 5 other people saw that movie.
Look, they used it more cleverly in that one, because that was what the whole movie was about. And plus,
that's exactly right. Was that Travis? I love you again, Travis.
Nope, that was me. That was not me.
You continue to love me.
I continue to love you, Nick.
Look, I can't deny any movie that introduces us to Rosario Dawson. It did one thing correct, all right?
That is true.
We can't knock it fully.
It also gave us Tara Reid. So
and also the best fake boy band ever in Du Jour. Man, I'm revealing way too much about my tastes today.
Yeah, but Du Jour also gave us Seth Green and Donald Faison.
Yes, indeed. Like
your guys' love with it.
That movie did not give us Donald Faison.
Kevin got a counterpoint. Kevin, what movie gave us Kevin Faison?
Clueless.
Oh, you know what?
It was actually Clueless.
Yes,
he's right. But I knew saying that it was Josie and the Pussycats would get Kevin riled up.
I love your guys' obsession with this movie as much as I love Kevin's obsession with Bring It On. I really do.
It's fucking good.
Thank you.
Look,
Nick,
because
they're already on our podcast. You don't have to keep sucking up to them.
Look, no, hey, it's cold in here. There must be some toros in the goddamn atmosphere.
Oh,
I'm not going to lie. Every time that we did that joke at the Renaissance Festival, the laugh that I gave was honestly legit because Kevin just does it so perfectly. The little cheer that he would do from the movie.
Yeah, you should probably explain it for the UGO audience.
Oh, yes. So for those in the UGO, Kevin, do you want to explain it? I'm sorry. It's your joke, so I will let you explain it, sir.
Well, I mean, it's no big deal, but we would do like a blonde show, and every so often I would throw in.
Time out, Kevin. Mm-hmm. Kevin, you should probably explain what the blonde show is from, because again.
Okay, so
explain the whole joke to us. Come on.
So in the beginning, there was a big bang, and the universe was formed.
So the show we did at the Renaissance Festival was called the King Stockades. We would lock people up, make fun of them. We had about a dozen or so different shows that we would do on them, with insults based around whatever it is, a sign we hung around their neck. One of them was blonde. Most of the jokes revolved around them being not smart. And so we would have jokes like, she's so blonde. You always know when she's been at the computer because there's whiteout all over the screen. Those dumb blonde jokes.
Sure.
Yeah. My personal favorite was she's so dense, light bends around her.
I do love that one. It's highbrow. Not a lot of people got that,
smart.
but it doesn't
That's a
matter.
Neil deGrasse Tyson level joke. I like it.
Right? So one of the jokes I would do is that this is the only girl I know who thinks Bring It On is a documentary. 8 years down the line of doing this joke, it got a little dated, but who cares? So this is the only girl I know who thinks that Bring It On is a documentary. And I would do the cheer that she has Eliza Dushku's character attempt in the film, which is awesome. Oh wow, like totally freaked me out. I mean, right on. Oh sure, number one. They had like the gestures and everything.
He totally did.
That's great. Tell me you did spirit fingers.
No, he did that sheer movie accurate every time.
And
movie perfect.
And then my follow-up line to that was always, I don't know what's worse, the fact that you just did that perfectly or the fact that I know that is actually from the movie. Because it was just the way he did it, his facial expression, it was just comedy gold. I mean,
it was spot on.
And I think the first time he did it, I lost my shit on stage. Like, I could not stop laughing.
That is fantastic. I love it.
I do remember the first time he told that joke on stage, and I can't remember if you lost your shit because I was busy losing my shit.
Who knows? They all blur together. It's 7 years of blurriness.
Yeah.
Could also be because I'm drunk. But anyways.
Oh, what were we talking about again? Oh, that's right. Fan
stuff. Yeah.
Well, we have yet to talk about the Uncharted one.
Oh, Uncharted fan film that just came out recently?
Oh.
I haven't seen it. What is
Are
this?
you fucking dude, like, I don't know if I know if I want to... No, it'll get spoiled for you. They got Nathan Fillion to be Nathan Drake.
I thought that was a joke. I didn't realize he was doing an actual fan film.
They did it.
I have to leave the podcast. I need to go watch
that. Yeah, we're pausing the podcast right now. I have to go watch this.
It's amazing, and also inspired casting for Sully as Stephen fucking Lang. What? Yes, please.
Really?
Stephen Lang chomping on a cigar, yelling at Nathan Drake.
I think at this point you're going to end up causing the podcast to end early because they're just going to leave us.
I'm not going to leave you.
Look, guys, and I'm not going to lie right now. You should definitely go and watch it because there's like even the camera work is great. They do move specific. They do combat moves from the game, and even when he jumps out the window and he's about to go into combat, the bars that have been there the whole time extend upwards, and then the camera goes back over his shoulder, like you're about to engage in combat.
The cutscene ends, and you want to pick up your controller. It's really well done.
I had the initial instinct of, oh shit, yeah, the cutscene's over. I can grab my controller. No, wait.
Phenomenal.
That's amazing.
No, it is, man, it is great. You should definitely, anyone listening to the podcast and you haven't already seen it, go see that shit right now.
We'll link to it in the things down below.
Oh,
now,
yeah, absolutely.
Nick and Travis, have you guys reviewed Ant-Man and the Wasp yet on your regular podcast?
Ooh, I think we were gonna do that one for our Patreon, but we forgot.
It just kind of fell by the wayside. A lot of things happening.
We haven't either, so I thought if you I know we've been running a little while now, but we could certainly do that.
I think it's okay. I think it's okay to let them wait for it. Because that sounds like a good idea, right? Right, guys? Right? Please don't assume that I haven't seen it yet, because I sure totally have.
Oh, Rob, are you not up on
Damn
it?
it,
you have one job.
No shit. Seriously, dude.
Well,
this time it is not my fault.
No, it's not. It's my fault.
Well, my quick thoughts are on it that I liked it. I really did.
I think it just has poor timing.
I think it's
the last movie.
Its pacing is weird. Like, all the best stuff happens in the third act, and it takes a little while to get there.
I just mean physically where the movie released.
Oh, in the timeline?
Yes.
Of the Marvel Cinematic Universe? Yeah, it does feel... Ant-Man's always been kind of like the redheaded stepchild of the phases, in which they throw it at the end and Marvel Civil War, and also here's Ant-Man before the next phase starts, and here we go.
I think this would have been better had they released it prior to Infinity War, because then everybody would have been at the end they've been what the fuck?
Yeah,
what happened?
That's
and then you see Infinity War and you're like, holy fuck!
Nick, thank you so much that I said that exact thing when we came out of it.
We were talking about it. Would that be better or worse?
Wouldn't we all go oh shit, what happened? Yep. They just disappeared. What the fuck?
Spoiler alert, by the way.
Spoiler. Yes.
I mean, come on, guys.
I know. I gave you this fucking spoiler.
Spoilers for Infinity War also.
Mostly that.
That was my bad.
If you haven't seen Infinity War by now, God have mercy on your soul.
Yeah, I can't imagine.
Well, see, if they haven't seen it yet, it's just because they were part of that other half. That's all.
Right. No. More impressively, if you haven't seen it and you've not heard any spoilers about it, what the fuck?
Oh, you just don't have internet then.
What's your secret? Tell me.
Yeah, definitely. I keep getting spoiled on Game of Thrones, and you got to tell me how you avoid that shit.
They have no soul and have no internet. One or the other.
I think Sideshow Bob said it the best when he said, "No, I was living on a planet under a rock in a cave with my fingers in my ears, going ta ta la la la." Anyways,
that was a reference.
It was another dated reference for y'all. You're welcome. Simpsons did it. My general overall impression was that I really did like it. Again, I thought, like you said, that the timing was a little off, and some of the physics to me were a little off in that movie, and I didn't quite. I'm like that. I don't. Okay, I can suspend my disbelief in a movie, but some parts where I'm like, I love Michael Pena because fuck, I love that man as an actor. I wish that man would get more leading roles instead of support roles.
But the last time he had a leading role, it was garbage.
That's true.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
But overall, I enjoyed it. I just felt, like you said, the timing was a little off, and I just felt it was another kind of filler movie that, while it was cool to see, I just was like, it wasn't like I wasn't blown away by it or anything. Right. I wasn't, super overly impressed by anything. It was just kind of, I really enjoyed it, and I liked the comedy and I liked the timing, and Paul Rudd was hilarious as always, and why can't I think of her name that played the Wasp?
Evangeline Lilly.
Yeah,
she's so hot.
Her costume's pretty cool too. I like her costume.
I did too. Kevin, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I was going to see what Kevin's thought overall.
I can wait until Rob has seen it so we can talk about it at length at our podcast.
Sure.
Okay. Yeah, I also feel like the Ant-Man and the Wasp movies, they definitely belong in the middle of the phases for me. Like, they should drop somewhere in the middle, not near the end.
Yeah, they definitely had to move them around.
Yeah, that's just me.
Cool. Well, are we out of things to discuss? Should we talk about any upcoming events that are happening? Fan Fusion.
I mean, doesn't our show have a typical thing we do towards the end called Nerd Grabs?
Sure does.
Yeah. I'm keeping on top of this stuff.
Well, I figured we might skip the Nerd Grabs only because we're joint podcasting.
Well, I believe we can try and go for the Nerd Grabs. I think we
Sure.
If you just want to explain the concept briefly for our listeners, and we'll go for it.
Absolutely. Our Nerd Grabs are at the end of all of our shows we talk about anything that we have recently purchased or done that was kind of a nerd grab of the week, or whether it be like we bought a new video game or we played a new game or did something, experienced something nerdy, those kind of things. So it sounds like Rob has something for Nerd Grab. So Rob, would you like to start off?
No, I actually have no, I'm kidding. I do have something.
Son of a bitch.
He's just a jerk. Just want to put everyone else on the spot.
Here's the thing. The general rule is when we do Nerd Grabs, Rob doesn't have one because Rob is broken poor. But this week I do have one because I've been actually gone from the show for a little bit, about a month now. And I do have one. I bought a game that is pretty damn popular right now, especially on Steam. And it's so relaxing and so wonderful. I bought Stardew Valley.
Oh, boy.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God, yes. I love it. And it's so for those that don't know, Stardew Valley is basically just a port of Harvest Moon to PC.
That's it. No, that's it.
I don't know what this is. What Harvest Moon? What?
Animal Crossing without the people.
Oh.
Yep, that's it.
That sounds even more boring. Jeez.
I hate you again, Travis. So fuck yourself.
What? I'm giving a simplified explanation. Why do you hate me?
Travis, you're my favorite.
Also, in this one, you get to be gay.
Oh, well, there's something.
Oh, all right.
But without any people?
There are people.
There are
just
people.
Lots less people. There's no raccoon trying to sell you furniture.
Okay. I'm so confused right now.
But there is a cat trying to sell you hats. I'm not kidding. There's a cat who sells you hats.
Is he in the hat?
Is he in the hat? Yeah.
He has a hat, and they don't really determine gender, so it may be a she has a hat.
Mm-hmm.
So, but no, it's an amazing game, actually. Here's the thing. I loved Harvest Moon. I thought that was a great game. It's a really good, relaxing kind of way to end my day. And I really enjoy it. And then I do have one other nerd grab that we heard before we started recording.
Yes.
Oh, God.
Oh, which one is this?
Yeah. Oh, here it comes.
Oh, yes.
I got a left-handed mandolin. So I'm I'm left-handed, and I also am a musician. I play a lot. I play a couple of different instruments, not very well.
Skin flute.
Skin flute. I'm great at the skin flute. I'm wonderful at the skin flute. But I also play drums, trombone, guitar, bass guitar, and a little bit of piano. I'm not great at piano. But I just decided to buy a new instrument, and I bought a mandolin, which is basically just a mini bass guitar with double strings. And it is super goofy and super fun and super nerdy because this is an instrument you really only ever see at folk shows and Renaissance festivals, both of which I attend often.
Irish music. I wouldn't know. I don't know that I would call it a mini bass because A, it's a tenor instrument, and 2, you play it very differently than you do a bass.
You sure do. You play it like a guitar,
Right.
but it has 8 strings, two strings tuned to the same note.
Oh, I see what you're. Okay, I see how you. Okay, gotcha. I'm following the bouncing red ball.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just basking in the fact that Rob is a left-handed musician, and I'm like, okay, I've got him figured out now. Got it.
Yeah, he's goofy.
Yeah, I'm a little goofy-footed. I was also a skater in the mid-2000s. I'm so sorry.
Wow.
Were you a skater boy?
I sure was.
I do hope to see you later, boy.
Thank you.
If there's a 90s song reference you want me to finish, I'm there. It's like my superpower.
That was 2000s.
But oh yeah, that was a 2000s
Yeah, but
song.
early 2000s, and early 2000s still counts as 90s.
Yeah, basically.
Just as early 90s still counts as the 80s.
Yeah,
That's true.
Fair.
But
So
yeah,
those are my nerd.
oh, very cool. We actually do have nerd grabs.
Yeah, we do.
Excellent.
Well, we went to a nerd convention.
Yeah,
So.
when
Hey,
we did some impulse buying. What did we get, Travis?
We bought like 4 decks from Super Fight.
Yeah, we expanded our Super Fight game.
Me being the person I was, I got the Sword and Sorcery deck because I want that.
I got the orange deck, number 2 for nerdy cards, and I bought the game Red Flags, which is like Super Fight but with dating. Dating people, like setting people up on blind dates and giving them attributes and stuff like that.
Awesome.
And we usually get
we
those
lost them.
because it was just Rob. It's fine. We can get another left-handed musician. It's cool.
I mean, I'm left-handed, so I can replace them. Let's do it.
We'll just teach you fucking mandolin. You know,
It's the mandolin.
It's-
I mean,
I
he's
mean,
not here
come
to
on.
yell at me again, so I can probably just keep talking.
I'm sure it's not that hard.
Yeah.
We play a
Man,
lot
I
of
hope he doesn't
games
listen to recording.
with we play games at the booth with that we run at some conventions, and we play a lot of card and improv games. And Super Fight's always popular. We play Movie Pitch, and I want to mix in Red Flags in there to get that up too. So that's part of our rotation now. Anything else we get?
That's pretty much all we got this time.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Kevin, did you have any nerd grabs?
Yes, actually, I got a Nintendo Switch.
Ooh!
Yeah.
Oh shit!
I've been coveting one for a long time, and I actually traded in my Xbox One for it.
What the hell's going on there?
I have no idea. But yeah, I actually traded my Xbox One for it. I plan on getting another Xbox One down the line. It's just mine was getting a little old and tired, and I'm like, well, they have a GameStop has all this bonus crap for systems and what have you, so let's see how close I can get to getting a Switch. And I paid very little for the Switch, so I grabbed that, Bayonetta 2, and Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, and it's been quite fun. I'm enjoying it as a console, and the portability is very cool, so yeah, I'm pretty excited about it.
I always want a Nintendo Switch, but then I always remind myself, Nintendo's terrible.
They are terrible, but at the same time, they have some very cool things coming out, and I am a huge Metroid fanboy, and the announcement for Metroid 4 kind of sealed the deal. So,
right.
There you go.
Also,
Yeah.
Rob, are you currently
I'm the
marketing
best fan
someone?
now.
Jesus
I've been playing
Christ.
the whole time.
Oh goodness, wow,
That
what's
was
going on
so
there?
loud. Rob, are you all right? Do you need assistance?
I hear a lot
You
of
need me to
banging
call
around.
911.
Yeah.
Okay, if this is a game of Clue, I'm
sorry,
gonna guess
I'm
the
sorry.
butler with the
I
mandolin in the library.
Nice. Well, speaking of Clue, that kind of adds into my nerd grab. Last weekend, at a friend's house, I went to go play a new game. He had a bunch of people over, and we drank and played games. It was a board game called Betrayal at House on Hill. House on the Hill.
Oh yeah, that one's a great one.
And I had never played it before, and it was actually really entertaining. And both times, I ended up being the fucking traitor. And I didn't know that you could just attack people by punching them in the dick. Had I known that, because one of them, I don't remember the exact, and I don't want to give it away, and I don't want to like ruin the game for anybody. But one of them where I was a spirit thing, and I thought, okay, well, I have to wait to get a weapon to kill people. No, I could have just punched him in the dick, and I didn't realize I could do that. So, because they were like, "Oh, we killed you," and I'm like, "Well, that seemed really easily." And they're like, "Well, you could have fought back." I'm like, "How?" They're like, "Well, you have a might roll. You can." I'm like, "Ah, son of a! You mean I could have been punching you all in the dicks?" But it was actually very fun, and the better part of it is that you can actually download. There's an app on your phone you can download for all the characters. So when you're switching, numbers and stuff, your speed and all that other stuff. It was kind of fun, and then there was parts where somebody got stuck in the basement, and it was really enjoyable, and so I highly recommend it. Again, it was called Betrayal at House on the Hill. House on the Hill. Holy crap! I cannot fucking talk.
Yeah, I remember playing that. And I cornered everyone with zombies, and I killed them all. It was fun.
Yeah,
Nice.
Hey, Nick, I do have a copy of that game if you want to play sometime.
Oh, I would love to play it sometime because I enjoyed that game. We should have that. We should have a game party. Although I am thinking about having a drinking party at my house for spoilers only. Actually, we'd call it a recording party. That sounds weird. A recording session. That sounds weird. But anyways, needless to say, when I have people come over, get drunk, and we're going to film you. That sounds weird.
There's just no way
You've dug
getting out of
yourself
this.
quite the hole.
I certainly have. There's no way out of talking about spoilers only, but that was my cheap plug.
Just call it the casting couch and be done with it. It's fine.
Okay, we'll call it the casting couch. We'll have a casting couch party. Everybody can drink, and I'm here for the gangbang. What? Get out of here.
Casting couch? What? It's the couch that cast spells on. What did you think it was?
It's like the sorting hat, but not so much.
Oh, damn it, that was a good joke. All right.
You feel like you belong in Gryffindor.
And the other small one was I also started watching the Santa Clarita Diet.
Oh yeah.
Fuck, it's good. It is,
So
and
good.
I was like, before I started watching, I've heard good things, and I was like, I might not enjoy it. I'm enjoying the shit out of it, and I can't think of the actor's name.
Timothy Olyphant.
Timothy Olyphant.
No, the kid that plays the neighbor boy.
Oh yeah.
Who played the same character in He played the same character in the new National Lampoon's movie. He played kind of a nerdy outcast son with weird, awkward social behaviors. He's brilliant.
Skylar
in this.
Gisondo.
Thank you.
That's hilarious.
Wow.
But it's just it's an amazing show, and the daughter, who although I know she's playing they are playing a 16-year-old. Because they prefer those pronouns, which I read on IMDb because I have to research stuff when I start seeing it. She's brilliant as well.
Hewson, I believe,
Yes.
is the actor's name.
Yep, correct.
Yep, that is their name.
Mm-hmm.
That's the correct pronoun, I believe.
Correct.
Thank you. Brilliant. They are absolutely amazing.
They sell every scene because just the daughter is always the one what's it like every time they get into a situation they're always the one like no this is what we should do, you guys are idiots and we got to do this
right. And Timothy Oliphant and Drew Barrymore are also brilliant. I mean, it's just all around. It's a great show.
Who knew Timothy Oliphant had such great comedy chops?
He's funny.
He's so funny. Great timing.
Anyone who has seen him in
Go?
No. Shit.
Broken Hearts Club?
No, The Girl Next Door.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm gonna need I need something rock solid from you. A blowjob.
Yeah, his as the douchey porn producer was fucking brilliant.
No,
I was just really quickly going to say he was probably one of my favorite characters in all the Transformer movies that he was in.
that's Josh Duhamel, my friend.
Oh, is it?
Yep.
Fuck, I
Yep.
those two.
No, those two look exactly the same.
They're
Okay, I loved him in Deadwood.
He's Diet Timothy Oliphant.
I'm sorry, I get him always confused. I'm sorry. I loved him in Deadwood though. I know he's in that for sure.
It's fine. Gun to my head, I can't decide. I can't tell between Logan Marshall Green and Tom Hardy. Like I wouldn't be able to. Like if they're in a room together and I shoot one of them, I would get it wrong.
Nice.
Although we did start watching the second season of Trial and Error as well.
Oh yeah, Trial and Error just came back. Have you guys watched Trial and Error at all?
I have not.
No.
It's a great little. It's a mockumentary, kind of spoofing the S-Town type podcast type stuff.
Really?
Yes, it's on NBC. I got into it because via my other job, I interviewed the writer-creator for That's My Entertainment. And I was like, I guess I should watch some of the show if I'm going to interview this guy. And I was just going to watch a couple episodes, and me and Travis binged that bitch in 2 days. And it was awesome. Yeah, it's what's it? John Lithgow is the killer, or would-be killer, that they have to get off. And he's this
the
crazy
person on trial.
Yeah. This crazy eccentric old man that rolls around in roller skates.
He's roller-sizing, Nick.
Roller-sizing, right. I'm sorry. Yes, that's the correct term. It has this weird...
Lithgow.
There's also the DA is this woman that's so sexually aggressive that she actually pulls a Harvey Weinstein on the prosecutor, on the defense attorney by pressing a button on her desk and the door closes on him. It
doesn't sound like something I want to watch though.
No, but it's funny because she's a woman doing it to a man. That's what makes it funny.
It's funny because there's cameras there's watching the whole time.
That's right, and the cameraman is in the room. I forgot about that.
Yeah,
He's
that's
also
the funny part. Because the main character just looks at the camera like, what is happening?
I guess we're shooting a porn now. This
Classic.
But no, it's really great. It also features a secretary, Anne, that has a shit ton of psychological disorders
and physical ones.
She has facial amnesia. She can't recognize faces. She what was it? She can't, when she gets startled, she jumps really high from French main man disease.
After a flu shot, she starts walking backwards for an episode.
Yeah, she can only walk backwards. She wakes up from a dental hygienist appointment, and after she goes under nitrous, she wakes up with an English accent for a while. It's this crazy show that I absolutely adore right now. So yeah, if you guys have a minute, listeners, watch Trial and Error for sure.
Interesting.
And so will I.
Perfect.
So you don't mean that terrible movie with Kramer from Seinfeld, right?
Correct.
Actually, you've made a reference that I don't know what you're talking about.
Wow, 100 points to Gryffindor.
I knew it was bound to happen, but I don't know that movie.
And also, all you had to say was Christian Chenoweth, and I would have been sold. Jesus Christ!
Oh, yeah, season 2.
Right.
Season 2 has Christian Chenoweth as the defense, as the would-be killer. Yes, unbelievable. Really, really great pick.
Kevin, I did not know you were a Christian Chenoweth fan.
I love her.
She's amazing. What are you talking about, Nick?
I know she's amazing. I just did not know that he was a big fan of hers.
Really? Have you not met Kevin, the musical theater nerd, Melnick?
Always nice to meet a fellow Chenowethiac.
I guess.
Yeah. Okay.
I hate to admit it, but I liked RV.
Oh no.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nope, you lost me.
I don't even care. I don't care. It's for me. Also, Jayma Mays is in it. I don't know if people are familiar with her. She was on Glee. She had a few episodes of importance on How I Met Your Mother.
Mm-hmm.
She is pretty predominant in the show, it seems.
Huh.
Yeah.
Good to know. So
you got anything?
no, that was it for my nerd grabs. Was the game and Santa Clarita.
Jayma Mays is the defense attorney or the prosecutor attorney who locks the guy into the fucking room with her.
Yes.
She's the sexually aggressive one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, I might watch that then.
Yeah, that's it's a fair term for the sexual predator she actually is.
I love that. Jayma Mays is amazing, and I'm okay with her being a sexual predator because, Lord, take me now.
I think you mean she's Jayma Amazing.
Yes, I do, and I'm upset that I didn't have that pun on the tip of my tongue.
Also, their Dwayne Reed, the character who is played by Stephen Boyer, is just Southern Ramsay from Game of Thrones. Seriously, it's terrifying.
Yeah. I'm Dwayne Reed. Welcome to East Peck. It's actually north of West Peck. Our geography of the town is all fucked up.
Like, Nick sat down the show, he's like, that guy looks like somebody. I'm like, it's Ramsay Bolton, but like, hick. It's bizarre.
It's Hick Ramsay Bolton.
That's a sentence.
That's
awesome.
I could never unhear.
No,
you'll never unsee it either. Trust me.
Now, me and Travis are in love with the show. We can't talk it up enough. We love it.
Yeah, I'll definitely start it. Is it on?
It's on the second season. Is started on Hulu, but you can't get all of it.
Okay.
You can get all of it if you buy it on Amazon Prime, I think.
Okay.
Ooh, I have Amazon Prime.
Mm-hmm.
I do too.
That's great. I'll definitely check that out for sure.
Same. You have converted this entire show. Well done.
Yes, it's our goal.
That is our goal.
On the other hand,
good. I thought we weren't going to get those trial and error checks this week, but I think we got them. I think we're good.
We didn't talk about the show we actually almost get paid for.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, that's right. Stand Against Evil actually dropped its season 3 trailer. We do a podcast about Stand Against Evil, and that's how we kind of got into going to some other conventions and under like That's My Entertainment and so on. It's a long story, but yeah, we that's one of our other podcast projects.
Awesome.
Fantastic.
I will watch anything. Hang on. Kevin, if you were to pick somebody from the world that you would want to see fighting zombies, in fact, pick someone from the Scrubs cast that you would want to see fighting zombies, who would it be?
Of course it's Dr. Cox, and I watched Stand Against Evil.
Oh, okay.
Oh, we have Stand Against Evil fans here?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you're the ones you're the first people we ever mentioned the show to and are like, that aren't like, what show? Mm-hmm. What? Like,
I've only seen clips of it, but what I've seen, I need to be able to see the whole thing.
You should.
Look, I'm sure if you go online, the episode called Curse of the Werepony is actually still up for free on their Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will watch anything with John McGinley in it, except for Wagons East.
No. I will watch anything with John McGinley in it. I actually watched Highlander 2 again, just to see.
Oh, no.
I was watching Platoon, and I totally forgot that he was in that movie.
Oh yeah, he played a heavy a lot in his career because he was
he did.
He was also Soldier in The Rock.
Yep.
In the Michael Bay The Rock film.
Yes, he was. Oh, wow. He was one of the captains.
Yep.
He sure was in a Michael Bay film.
Absolutely. He was in all the heavy hitter films, man. So
that guy's a comedic legend.
He did work with Oliver Stone a lot.
Mm-hmm. Hey man, paychecks and gets your name out there, and they're huge movies. Yeah. So why the fuck not? I would.
Mm-hmm. Well, should we wrap it up here, guys?
Yeah, we should. I was just gonna say, are you guys going to Fan Fusion at all?
Unfortunately, I think Fan Fusion is like upcoming this week or next week.
2 weeks, yeah.
2 weeks, yeah.
2 weeks.
Week and a half.
We will probably not be able to go. We will be recovering from our Austin trip, so I don't know if we'll have it in the budget or that's the time. But
well, if anybody in your listening area, and even for Best Threesome Ever, we will be there. We're actually hosting quite a few things.
Oh yeah.
The first one is actually called Actually it's a sci-fi thing. It's Friday at 7:30, where we drop wrong quotes, and we expect people from the crowd to correct us. You get bonus points for saying actually, and then
so it's a mansplaining show.
Right, and you really got to ham it up and kind of really, do if you can do a character voice or whatever. The points will be absolutely meaningless, but we'll pick a winner and somebody will do something else. And then Kevin and I are doing Survivor Quest, the Walking Dead edition, so we'll be having teams compete and to see who is the most knowledgeable in Walking Dead trivia. Wrong answers you'll lose a teammate, and we have a feeling that we will have a roll of the dice to see how that teammate will die. The big thing the three of us are doing on Saturday, 6:00 p.m. is the Masquerade Costume Contest. We are the hosts for that costume contest, which is their big event. We're super excited about it.
So all the shenanigans you've heard today are going to be there, just PG, because there will be kids in the audience.
That is very true. We have to make it family friendly, and it's going to be hard for me to not curse and go, "What the fuck."
Just get it out now.
Probably, or I will be backstage just cursing the storm just to get it out of my system.
It's going to be a lot of fun for us, though. We've already come up with a couple of great ideas for the show. So for those of you that are going to be at Fan Fusion, definitely check us out at the Masquerade.
Not only check us out, but also check out all the cosplayers that will be there doing their thing, competing for the ultimate prize, which I'm assuming is a trophy. I don't know.
Yeah. Craftsmanship and whatnot. Come see us.
Come see us. But come see us because we do have a lot of fun things to do. And then Sunday morning, Kevin and I are doing a Force Awakens panel. And then we will be doing Sunday at noon. We'll be doing So You Want to Be a Henchman, where Gravitas will make an appearance to find a new henchman. And contestants can compete to be a new henchman for Gravitas.
Who's Gravitas, Nick?
He is on a little show called The Lair.
I don't think he is. I know Gravitas is, but I don't know about this Gravitas person.
Oh, I was thinking maybe I was thinking Gravy Taste. I don't remember.
Matt Ricks.
Well, whatever. Mila Jovovich.
Just a gravity pun villain, but all right.
That's exactly what I am. Is a gravity pun villain.
Oh God. Okay, I get the joke. Then I was hoping. I thought maybe it was subtler than that, but no, on the nose. Got it.
Make them explain the joke.
No, the whole point of the show is parody, so we kind of poke fun at as many like comic book cliches as we can.
Absolutely.
I like the idea of searching for a new henchman. That's really funny to me. Actually, hopefully we can see that panel at some point. But yeah, that's great. The only thing we have upcoming is Anime Austin coming up next week.
Awesome.
Which by the time this post will already be there, probably. Yeah. At least on our show. I'm not sure when you guys post up, but
we'll post sometime this week.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, we are excited about that. As far as any other upcoming conventions, a little up in the air for us now.
Yeah.
We're considering, but I think the next one for sure is going to be DaishoCon. But there might be one or two in between then. But we will just follow us on our Instagram and Twitter and Facebook and stuff, and we will keep you appraised of that for sure.
Excellent. That's
and for our audience, could you tell us those URLs or those names?
Oh, absolutely. Well, you can find me personally at Nick Tice, NickThyes on Twitter. You can follow the official Facebook of the podcast on Unapologetic Geek Out on Facebook. You can follow us on Twitter at UGO Podcast, or Instagram is the same thing. You can always email us at unapologeticgeekout.com or at gmail.com if you have any special requests you want or just want to get into contact and just chat it up or whatever.
That's where I go for the porn.
Yes, indeed. You can also follow our many other podcast projects, including the Stand Against Evil podcast we do, Pod Against Evil, and that's all at Pod Against Evil. We keep that one real simple, just Pod Against Evil. Just type that in, and we're doing that there. We just wrapped up Season 2. We're waiting on Season 3, so that's exciting. I also do some writing work for That's My Entertainment. You can look on me there. I also do interview work, like I was mentioning before. Travis, you cannot find on any social media ever.
Good luck.
He has made it
challenge accepted.
He has scrubbed himself of the internet. I'm not sure why. I know the internet is my friend. It has never turned on anyone ever. Actually, maybe Travis is onto something. But yeah, that's where you can find us, basically.
Excellent.
He scrubbed and never came clean.
Yeah, you can find the easiest way to find all of our projects, including new ones that we have coming out. So, Spoilers Sort of is something that I'm co-producing. Kevin has his Winner Is You.
A Winner Is You, yeah.
Yeah. WDF Carousel podcast and stuff like that. You can all find that. The easiest place to find us is geekbynumbers.com. That's the easiest way. Otherwise, Best Threesome Ever is on Facebook, Instagram. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, all the other subsidiaries of said Apple Podcast stuff. Spoilers Sort of is a new project. You can find that on YouTube. Kevin, you have stuff to plug?
You basically plugged it for me.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Friendship
and I've got nothing. I have an old podcast I used to do, but nobody needs to go hear that.
I'm sure they do. It's still good stuff. It's still a good podcast.
Well, all right. I used to do a podcast. It's currently on basically permanent hiatus or indefinite hiatus. It was called Late to the Party Podcast, an unreliable guide to geekdom. And it was a lot of fun. My then girlfriend, now wife, and our friend Joe and I got together on a podcast, and we would talk about a nerdy subject that she knew nothing about during the week. And so we did that for 93 episodes. You can find that at latetothepartypodcast.com. You can also find us on Facebook, L2TP Podcast. Yeah, I think those are the only places. I haven't had to tell anyone about it lately, so I'm a little rusty on how to tell people about it. But.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, and to you, Nick and Travis, we for Best Threesome Ever, we appreciate you agreeing to do this. It was something that I'm glad we were able to do. So thank you for joining us. So as part of our show, and it was a pleasure being on your show.
Oh, thank you. The feeling is mutual. Hopefully we can do it again sometime.
I mean, not for me. My consent is actually never given. You just take that from me.
Wow, way to bury the lead on that one.
Yep.
Hey, Travis, hashtag me too.
Hashtag me too. Yeah, I have been getting letters, apparently. I'm gonna have to get. I'm feeling like Disney's gonna come down on me, and I don't even work for them. But
ooh, topical humor.
Shots fired, Disney. Come at me.
No, please don't come at me.
Yeah, actually, no. Your lawyers are very good. Actually, yeah, we apologize. Do not come at us, Disney.
It wasn't Travis. It was that one guy's brother who was on Gilmore Girls.
I love that. I love Rob's been just thinking about that this whole time. Just like, oh god, this is fucking killing me. Just
I got to stick in a Gilmore Girls joke.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I pulled out a Gilmore Girls joke.
Impressive.
I think that means we win the podcast, right, guys?
Yes.
Cool. Yes.
I don't think we can dispute that.
That's the rules.
We won the podcast and the Millennium Falcon.
Yes.
Perfect.
And so thank you for coming on our pod, guys. It was lovely having you, for sure.
No problem, guys.
This was the best five-sum ever for me, definitely. At least top 3. At least made the top 3. Oh, but yes, thank you guys for listening. This has been fantastic. We are on a podcast and we're out.